Alright, Slater. Maybe a little different type of video. There's no wait until I get less emotional, because that's probably not going to be for a while. It's one of those things where I hate when people say, oh, I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop, or it's going too good, and it has been going really good. But about a week ago, I got a text from, I didn't know who it was from, and it said, we lost Jerry Kramer today. And of course, you know my history with that, those fake messages, and I've had a bunch of them. And I didn't have Wendell's phone number in my in the phone, so it just came up with this number from California I didn't recognize. And so I ignored it, and it just kept weighing on my mind, and I was like, I'm going to check out obituaries and Legacy and Variety and all the places where there should have been a death notice or an obituary, and there wasn't anything on there, so I kept pushing it off. And but something, it's been really weird. I could feel something weak, so I looked at my our messages, and this phone has old ones, and I'm like, I'll just search for his name. And I went to his page, and there was just post after post. I can't believe he's gone. And everything stopped on the 18th, and I was like, did they find out this is a hoax? But wouldn't they take this down? So I was just hoping. I was in denial. Nothing was, that it wasn't true or whatever. And then when I figured out, the other thing is I checked with, there were services at some Jew cemetery, and nothing was on their website, on their search the obituaries. So I really kept blowing it off, thinking, well, it's bullshit. So after days of just fucking being ground out, I texted this morning all the people that had posted stuff, and he died. He had a massive brain tumor. And this video's more personal, just to talk to you or share. I'm sure I brought up his name, or I haven't, but Kramer is the guy who probably gave me every paying gig in Comedy Central. And just how close we were, and he's as close of a friend, besides maybe you and T-Shawn, that I've had, and it's been super strong forever, since back in the day. And I was watching or looking at some pictures of you and Bob and Link playing basketball behind the apartment on Alfred Street. And I remember going out to that garage after Adrian didn't come back from Chicago, and my car being gone, and it was repossessed. And so began the nightmare of financial struggles. That's probably the first time. And my one friend rented me a car, and it was so embarrassing. And Adrian left me, and So I went over to the studios, and this is where all of us worked. T-Shawn and so many people got their start on the shows that we wrote on, Provenza shows. Louis C.K., Judd Apatow. And he had one of the best post facilities, and the sound post was, Spielberg, Lucas, all these guys would come there. And I was like our relationship was different than probably everyone else who cared about me. So I went in and I told him. And he said, go down to Terry's office, who was the accountant, bookkeeper, and just tell her to put you, on the payroll for $1,000 a week. I'll make it $1,500. And that's the kind of friend, much like all my friends and family, you and all the people who are always ready to help. But it was a strong professional and business relationship, that the first one that I had, that really kind of transcended. And selfishly, he was the best laugher. Him and Green are my biggest fans. Always a kind word, always of, you should have been bigger, you should have, without trying not to hurt my feelings of you're self-sabotaging or whatever. And always opportunity and always support over all the years. And encouraging as he was also very, very hard and critical. I remember going out with Natasha to show him Jokes from Miles videos and stuff. And he just kind of poo-pooed it, and I wanted to give him a t-shirt, and he looked at everything. I don't like Cancer t-shirts, and it just kind of crushed me. But of course, always, what can I do? And what an unbelievable believer in what I was about and what I did, and got me in so many levels. Investing in me and in businesses we're going to do. He did so many music videos, Michael Jackson, Linkin Park, Eddie Van Halen. He kind of helped create that whole medium. And he worked for Ha, and when Ha and Comedy Central merged, he was the senior producer of all those shows, Provenza's. I met him through Provenza. And but just a regular guy, and it was good because he's the one guy who didn't, he knew I wasn't dropping names. It was always just, and he was the one guy that always said, I just learned to be honest now, I don't give a shit. I caught him, was making jokes. We were on a shoot in Milwaukee, and they said, hey Kramer, you in here? I just wanted to make sure I could catch you while you're puking. And he's a really thin guy, and he came out and he goes, sometimes I just like to take a little off the top. And he admitted that he was bulimic. And that's just, he was dating whores, and, he dated the same whore that Steve Wynn. But he was instrumental and gave me a lot of work, and there was a big posse of us. He did stuff with Jenny, and he hired Jenny's sister, and I got to be really good friends with April and all the people that ran his studio. But he was a wheel back then, and I had full reign on anything he was doing. He's the one guy where I got the shot, had my spot on the A-list and all that. But I'm telling you this because how important he he was to me and, you know, to us and all the people that have touched me and who I want to acknowledge, pay back, give tribute in the way of, you know, that's what, you know, all this kindness and all these shows of support really is what Jokes or Miles is that I've always had people that supported me, and even though maybe I didn't pay them back or had a good investment, the return on the investment is going to be, you know, global. And I know I'm just harping a lot of stuff that you've seen, but him being the most critical and harshest critic and who I've learned the most, he got what I was doing. And over these couple years when I reconnected, he'd say just, wow, these videos are unbelievable. And I always knew I held off on telling him all the extent of what I was doing because he was, you know, didn't know if I could handle the dismissiveness that he was known for, because he's the guy that edited all the videos when I was the senior editor, let me edit my movie for free, never gave me a bill. Everything I've ever done about production or managing people, I stole from him. Hiring a chef, because I got him and he got me, but the Jokes or Miles was giving me such a boost of confidence, knowing that he didn't always get it, but he eventually got it, and he was supportive, and he trusted me and I trusted him. And I remember a couple years ago I had a conversation with him and we were talking about cancer, and he goes, oh yeah, I have cancer. And I'm like, what? And he said, yeah, I had cancer and I go, I didn't know that. He goes, I'm not really telling anybody. And I said, man, you should share that. People will help you, and not in a sympathy way. They'll just, you know, moral support, prayers, whatever it is. And I don't think he told in the post. It was like he didn't tell anybody. It was just only family, so it was a complete shock to everybody. And the other thing is that one of those posts said brain cancer, and I'm like, I know it's leukemia. So that's another reason why I thought that thing was bullshit. But he kept saying, Jesus, what you're doing. And from that standpoint, and he knew I wasn't bullshit with me, because I could answer all those questions on leukemias and treatments and what this chemo did. The difference between leukemia this and I was the go-to guy to call with the update, and I'm scared and I'm old and we're getting old, and we had planned on doing so much. He does all the videos, or did all the videos for Wynn and the casinos all over the world. In the first place I want to launch from, in the first place I've talked about all this stuff in the videos. There's a resort here that's part of the campground. Can we make a video? Yeah, we'll make a video. I'll shoot these things that I'll explain later. We're going to do a reunion of the show that I produced in Chicago, Comic Justice, where a lot of guys got their start. Lance Crothers and Ali Leroy and Dave Chappelle. Yeah, that'd be great. And he asked me, still was asking me, will you write some scripts? I'm doing a pitch for a casino in Colorado. Just felt great. And this is of late. And he believed in my ability. He said I was one of the best writers. And he said, your videos are so strong. And some of them are really rudimentary and, jump cuts and stuff. Then I showed him the comedy, and I knew it wasn't just jerking me around. Because if he saw a comedy thing, he didn't like it sucks, that's bullshit. Or if he saw something that was really funny and it was dirty, he says, you can't show that kind of dirty stuff. Not with Jokes for Miles. So that always felt good and sincere. I don't think he realized how many people loved him and how many people cared about him in the way that I did. And he was always struggling. I always called him Jerry is Len with more zeros. Always behind the 8 ball in big numbers. Told me one time, oh man, I gotta get 800,000 by Friday or I'm in big trouble. And he'd get it. What a character. Entertainment Tonight and all those news organizations went to him to get their feedback on Michael Jackson because they were friends and he did all their videos. I trust him. I would send my kid there. Anyway, so however much I've been telling you or sharing with you these last couple years, man, has he been the fuel of the cause. Oh man, how's Joey? Oh, that kid. Boy, I wish I had Miles as a kid. I remember thinking horrible. Yeah, I would love to have met Miles. But he was a good dad. Anyway, so this has beaten me up pretty bad. But all the more urgent. And we're talking, and Jesus, how the fuck it happened so fast. It spread to his brain. I know he didn't tell me that because he knew how hard it was for me to talk about brain cancer. And they said he was paralyzed and then, and he was gone in like 2 weeks. And, I made him funny videos. I get the strength, I'll look at him and show you. The same thing I made with, for Norm Macdonald that nobody got, but he did. And I made one for him and just, about what a scam this whole Jokes for Miles thing is. And he got it. He's the first guy I called outside family when Miles died because I knew I could make the joke. Yeah, he's a brain cell, non-germinous brain cell tumor. They're doing a exploratory surgery to take a sample, and it's a mass about this big on the side of the brain. You could just hear the silence. And I said, better him than me. And he laughed because I knew. And he was the calls at night. When I had the hospital shift at the hospital, pacing up and down those halls, talking to him, making him laugh, him always being concerned. But he got jokes from Miles. Last thing he said is, "This is unbelievable. I will help you. Do you need money?" And he never said that. He gave me money to open up marketing and do stuff. We partnered up to do shit with casinos, and didn't quite work out. He's like, "Well, I guess I'll just write off that 20 grand." And I was working on this promotion to get in, and he got us a meeting with Steve Wynn and their staff to pitch an idea, which they didn't do. Never a no. And so, I guess need to throw some gas. Another video with my hand out, but I don't give a fuck. I gotta get everything. I can't wait for the story of October 1st and Miles' birthday on the 10th. Every single thing is in place. I gotta start sending this shit out tonight. And as I'm bopping around from Walmart parking lot to non-electrical sites at the campgrounds to the rest areas, this has been so fucking fun. The struggle feels like driving hours and hours trying to do an open mic. I'm like paralyzed, but I can't be. The other thing, Tisha never called. I don't know why. I thought, well, that means it's not true. My phone's fucking out. I'm trying to save $30 fucking dollars. I'm trying to switch my SIM card. It's the 4th time I'm without a fucking phone. I'm in the parking lot to get it turned back on. It's their fucking fault. No more. I need to get through the next week, and I need to sit in front of my computer and edit the shit and pull the trigger on my meeting with CAA. Green said, "You don't need me. I'll call. I'll get you in there." And I gotta let go. There's enough story here, obviously. But to have all these meetings in the library and all these people that are giving me shit. And people saying, "Can I give you money now?" I'm gonna fucking do it, and I gotta go. I gotta cut to the chase and get $150,000 from Amy, my accountant, which I think she can do in a couple weeks. Last time, years ago, I asked her for money. She said, "What do you need? 10 grand. Okay." But everything had to fall in place, and everything is part of the story. And so the first step is the doctors to give to the TV, to give to the Pritzkers, to give to the, Biden. I can get into Biden right now because he lost his kid with a brain tumor. And he said when he announces, "I'm here for any parent who's dealing with cancer. You can call me." And Mary had to stop me because I was getting in my car and was going to drive out there when he was in his basement. So I'll get to him. Just so I could take over his fucking foundation for his son. They suck. American Cancer Society sucks. I pitched them, told them about the comedy thing. They stole the idea. I have all the emails and stuff. It's like, okay, well, we'll help you out. So anyway, there'll always be new shit. We're going to get it going. And I need just to pay. I would stay in a hotel for a month. I asked Jenny, his brother, Colangelo. He said no. Vince gave me some money. Try not to ask the usual suspects. So happy you gave me that $300 because I didn't have to fucking ask for it. But anyway, I gotta get at least legal car insurance, license plates, pay my storage, be able to live for a couple weeks, and start going around, taking the free hotel rooms, taking the free room, taking all the help from the body shop people. It's fucking all working, dude. Nobody says no. And I know I fucking give you these long blathering, diatribes, but that's what I snip them up into 2 and 3 minute pieces because I can articulate and spout the shit out to you, even if you don't listen to them. I don't want to struggle for this next 2 weeks. I want to get Miles' shit out of fucking pawn. Gotta pay this fucking storage. 3 times I've lost my shit to storage. All part of the story. And I gotta get this out. And I'm gonna give you contact names of everybody, the only one, including Marty, of all my paperwork and business plans and manuals, because I gotta get this shit out to pay you back. Vince Paul Applebaum. And I planned it, and it's fucking gonna work, and I held everything back because I could do it in one fell swoop. Fucking doctors are gonna give me money. We're gonna make money. Whatever. I feel like when you're gonna hit, you're gonna, at the fucking casino. And that rush every day when I'm cashing out the chips. I feel it every day, Slater. No matter how bad this shit. Because it's all good. And I know you probably fucking think I'm crazy. But it's taken this to make me, realize the harshest critic. He helped put together the first Ronald McDonald House in Malibu. Pull the artisan, raise the money. Let me just go get the money. I wrote this in a text to April, his assistant. I go, that's not what this is about. He was the guy, he came back when I got booted from the funny firm. I came back, he said, we'll buy the funny firm, Provenz and I. And he came back and he met Proman and all the other stuff. And, they were going to negotiate, and Proman pulled me to the side and said, they're not going to buy this, we're too much in debt. You sign, you take the liability of the employee taxes, and it's yours. That's how I got it back. But he was the one coming back. He was the one that was going to give the money to regain the glory years. Anyway, so that's him. You know enough of the players and touch points that, I just feel good that if we never talk about this video again, that you're there. Feet don't fail me now. And I tell you, man, there's so much ways. I'm going to book you and T-Shun and Scheidner and Dana Gould to prove you'll be the first booking, and I think I can get that booking soon with these libraries. And that's not the secret. It's the secret to cash flow for all the fucking people and has-been wannabe comics and retired people. I got to crunch these numbers. Amy's got to get it. We got to get the liability issues figured out. And, I'm confirming all the bookings at the libraries. But anyway, So I won't bore you with any more details. Alright, I kept it to a half hour. I was trying to think. TED Talk. Need money. I don't even know where I'm going to sleep tonight. I don't know if they're going to take my phone back. I don't know how I'm going to get my phone back on. I got to do laundry, darken my beard, pay for the haircut the woman gave me, get some decent clothes, buy some shoes, get my shit out of storage. I got to sell that shit and those fucking baseball cards. And I'm like, do I waste my time on that? Or do I get that email out to fucking Amy and get $100,000? Dude, if I could raise all the money I raised for all those shit projects and fucking movies. Alright, Slater. Later.